Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Zoom call tonight on Tuesday evening here on May the 14th. My name is Dwayne Bontrager, and I have the honor of hosting tonight's call. My wife, Ada, and I, we live in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and we have a commercial roofing company here in Wyoming, and we're also sales directors for the Conklin Company. So tonight we're going to be talking about commercial roof coatings, and Conklin is a manufacturing company, and they manufacture several different product divisions, six different product divisions. But tonight we're going to be talking about the roofing systems. So it's an honor to have everyone on the call here tonight. I'm going to do a screen share and go through our systems and a little bit of the application, and then we have a contractor on the call that we'll be interviewing at the tail end of the call here. So that's a quick layout of our call. So I'm going to get our screen share started, and we will get the PowerPoint started. So the history of the Conklin Company, Conklin became a national company in 1969. The Conklin family, Harry Conklin, started manufacturing the products, and his sons, Bob and Jack, turned it into a national company, and they've been around since 1969. Again, Conklin has six product divisions. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the roofing division. They came out with their first acrylic roof coating in 1977. Conklin pioneered the way in the acrylic, elastomeric acrylic roof coating market. They were the first company to have a coating back in 1977 when everything was still tar. So the Conklin family, they got ready to retire, and Charles Herbster bought the company in 1992. So Charles is the owner today. Charles is a farmer and rancher in Nebraska, and so we are a private held company, private held farmer owned company. I believe there's only like two farmer owned companies left in America today. Charles is very passionate about helping small businesses grow. He's very passionate about leadership, and he's also very passionate about our country. And so we are a farmer owned company, privately held. Charles owns 100% of Conklin, and we are a Christian based company using Christian principles in our businesses. So today, Conklin has multiple roofing systems for commercial and industrial roofs, and that's what we're going to be talking about tonight is roof systems. And then also one area that Conklin is very unique is they sell directly to the contractors, and you won't find our products in supply houses. You won't find our products in like an ABC Supply or Roof Depot, because they sell direct. So it requires to have an account with Conklin to buy the product, which we'll cover later in the call. And then you can buy directly from the manufacturing company, and they provide training classes as well, which we'll cover later in the call. Here are our roof coatings. We have our Rapid Roof 3 top coat, which is a straight acrylic with a 10-year warranty. We have our Benchmark, which is a premium acrylic with a 12-year warranty. We have our Puma XL top coat, which is a polyurethane modified acrylic coating with a 20-year warranty. All three of our top coats have a Class A fire rating, and then our Benchmark and our Puma have a Class 4 hail rating. And we also have a Affinity, which is a single component urethane with a 20-year warranty as well. Now, the pictures and the videos that we'll be sharing here tonight, they are the Puma XL top coat with the 20-year warranty. So here's a before and after project that we done here in Cheyenne, just to show you the difference of the before and after. And here's a video of our metal restoration system. This is the first system we're going to talk about is restoring metal roofs. So the first step is our cleaner, which is called Rust Off. We spray that, mix it with water and spray it over the entire roof. It's an oxy film remover and also neutralizes rust. Then we power wash the entire roof. get everything clean, which is very critical to for good adhesion, is having a clean substrate. Regardless what type of roof you have, you need a clean roof. Then we prime the entire roof with our rust inhibitor primer over the entire roof. We're encapsulating any surface rust, will not bleed through the coating, will not rust out your metal between our rust off primer and our rust inhibitor primer and our rust off cleaner. Here we're treating the seams. You can see they sprayed blue base coat down. While that blue base coat's wet, they're embedding this fabric into it, putting another coat on top, and then they're back brushing it, making sure there's no wrinkles or air pockets there. We're sealing the fasteners with a flowable caulking compound designed specifically for screws, putting a Hershey's Kiss on every screw. There are multiple tools available to apply this caulking so that you don't have to bend over. Here we have an end lap seam with two pieces of metal are spliced. Again, this base coat is wet at the bottom. You can see the blue bleed through the fabric there. And then they brush it in, make sure it's down, embedded good, no wrinkles, no air pockets, and then put another coat on top. And then our top coat going over the entire roof. This is our bright white, 85% reflective to the sun's UV rays. And when we're done with our metal restoration system, you have a seamless metal roof because you treated every seam and you don't have any open seams. Your screws are sealed, and you have one big sheet of roof up there. No seams on the roof. We talked just briefly about 85% reflective. Keeps your building cooler. We have clients, multiple clients that told us their buildings are 10 to 15 degrees cooler just by applying our coating system. And here's a project we done. It was 93 degrees outside. We had our thermal thermometer, and we shot the Puma roof with Puma top coat after the coatings were cured. They were 75 degrees. And right over here, there was a factory painted white metal roof. And that factory painted white metal was 99 degrees. Both roofs were white, but our coatings have that 85% reflectivity, reflecting that sun's UV rays. And you can put your hand down on this roof and it's actually cool to your touch. So it's amazing how it reflects the heat and the sun. Here is the pricing on our metal restoration system. This is $51,000 was the total quote. Your materials were approximately $23,300. Your labor was $11,700. Your overhead and profit was $16,100, and that took 3 days with 3 guys. So that gives you an idea on what's available with these coating systems. That was 11,700 square feet. And again, there's very little detail on this roof, but you can have some great profit margins with these systems. Our membrane restoration system is very similar to our metal restoration system, except this is over flat roofs, membrane roofs. We have a TPO roof here on the left. That's the before picture. Again, we wash it, we clean it, and then the dark gray here is our primer. We have the seam sealed with our base coat and fabric, and then they built walk pads here out of 3-foot wide fabric, and then they have their top coat. And again, this is a 10,800 square foot roof. It keeps moving on me. Sorry about that, guys. Total bid was 42,800. Your materials 18,600. Labor 10,800. And your overhead and profit is 13,300. And that was 4 days with 3 guys. And again, the labor here you can see is $1 a square foot. That really depends on whether you're running in-house crews or subcontractors, because that was a subcontractor price there. So here is a roof that we restored. This is a church. This tower is 60 feet in the air. It had a roof hatch coming up the inside. And all our products sit in our trailers and we pump everything up on the roof with coatings. So we were able to restore the top of this roof with our full fabric reinforced system without having to get a crane in and to do the roof. So we saved this church a lot of money by restoring it without having to bring a crane in, and yet us as contractors can make great profit margins at the same time while we're saving our clients money with these systems. Here's a video of the fabric reinforced system. This is over a membrane roof. The first step is our cleaner. We spray our cleaner down over the entire roof, and then we power wash. And here we're using a floor scrubber hooked up to the power washer. And once the scrubber has gotten the dirt loose, we rinse it down and just rinse that loose dirt down and off the roof. Once the roof is dry, we prime it with our primer. And then we come back and we seal the seams with our 4-inch fabric. This is spraying the base coat, rolling the fabric right into the wet coating, and back rolling it, putting some more on top and back rolling it. And once the seams are dry, then we came back with our 3-foot or 6-foot fabric, whichever one you choose, and we're embedding fabric into the wet base coat over the entire roof. We're overlapping our fabric by 2 inches. So we're actually manufacturing a membrane over the existing roof. So it's completely seamless, it's fully adhered, and then when your base coat and fabric is base coat's dry, you can apply your top coat. Again, this is a really, really tough system. It is equivalent or exceeds a 60 mil membrane in thickness. And again, you restored the existing roof, you have no open seams. It's completely seamless, fully adhered. You get that 85% reflectivity. Here's a roof that a contractor that we get the privilege to work with. It was 24,700 square feet. The total bid was 145,000 square feet. His materials were 88.4. His labor was 17.3. And he had an overhead profit of 39,300, and that was within 14 days with 4 people. So again, these prices can vary, but this gives you an idea of what you can do and what's possible. This is our spray foam system. So spray foam, this particular project was the foam was sprayed over tar and gravel. So again, the spray foam is completely seamless. It's adding R value. The total bid here was 90,000 because there was extra labor involved and extra steps. We had to remove the pea gravel. We had to vacuum that off. We had to hire a subcontractor for that. We subbed out our foam and our labor to spray the foam. Our coatings were 23. Going the wrong way here. I'm sorry. The labor was 23,200. Our coatings were 24,800. Our labor to install the coatings were 8,900. Our overhead and profit was 23,400 on this project, and it took 4 days with 3 guys. So spray foam is a great option to add insulation on roofs as well. So here are some benefits to our coating systems. You can avoid costly tear-offs. Now, with that, this is not a cure for everything. So if your roof is wet or saturated, you have to tear it off. You can't coat over a wet, saturated roof. Or if the roof is really brittle and deteriorated, you have to remove it as well. So your existing roof has to be in good enough shape to restore in order for these systems to work for you. And I would say probably 85 to 95% of the time we can restore the roofs, but occasionally we run across some that we can. No business disruptions. The building owners hardly know you're there. You can set up on the back side, their businesses can function, and you don't have to shut down their business or disrupt their business to get their roof done. You don't have to pull permits. Please check with your building department. Here in our area, we don't have to pull permits for coatings. Again, check with your building department, and it's not considered another layer, can restore a roof with 2 layers. Again, check with your building department. Here in our area, they don't consider it another layer. So we can take a roof that has 2 layers on it and restore it with our full fabric reinforced system, and you are good. In that scenario, you save the building owner a lot of money. We actually had a client that had a roof with 2 layers on it, and his budget didn't allow him to replace it. He had gotten a couple quotes for a replacement. He thought he had to replace it. And when we looked at it, we were able to restore it, and he had a budget to do the restoration. So that helped him out a lot. You can it's recoatable, so you don't have to replace the existing roof as long as you maintain the roof at the end of the warranty period. You can do a recoat, extend the life of that warranty. And there's actually a roof, the first metal restoration roof that got installed with a Conklin coating was back in 1978, and it's still functioning today with several recoats in Nebraska. So 85% reflective, again, we talked about that, but it is a big deal that I believe it gets overlooked a lot, and it's really hard to measure, but it does keep your buildings cooler. If your building and your roof is cooler, your HVAC is going to run less. You'll have less maintenance on your HVAC. You have low liability and great profit margins for the contractor. Again, you're not removing the existing roof, so your liability as a contractor is a lot lower, and you're saving the building owner money. At the same time, you're making great profit margins for you as a contractor. Most of our systems can be applied with 2 to 4 man crews, even on large roofs. You can do it with 3 to 4 man crews. You don't need a large number of guys to get the work done. And we're typically half to 2/3 the cost of a replacement. So those are some benefits to the coating systems. Now, Conklin also has TPO PVC membrane, because occasionally we run across that roof that cannot be restored. We have to replace it, and we have membrane as well. So here is a roof that went through a bad storm and had punctures across the roof, and we had to replace it. We weren't able to restore it. So this has got our PVC membrane on it. So that excludes our PowerPoint. Again, this is a quick overview of our systems. We could talk a lot more about our coating systems. We could go into more detail, but this gives you a quick overview. And Conklin has a high quality product. They have the training systems, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. And they are a great avenue to expand your business. If you're in the roofing business or starting a new business, there's a lot of options with these coating systems. So with that, I would like to move on to our guest. I'm honored to have a friend on tonight, Mr. Michael and Michelle Stevens. Good evening and welcome to the call.
Thanks, Dwayne. Can you hear us okay?
You're coming through loud and clear. Yes. Well, it's an honor to have you guys on the call tonight. Would you introduce yourself, maybe where you're from and when you got started with Conklin?
Yeah, absolutely. We're actually from Thermopolis, Wyoming. We got started December of last year, so not quite 5 months ago, a little bit. And yeah, we're really just getting started. And how did we get started? We got an invite. We met you about 2 years ago and developed a really good friendship. And through that relationship, you just shared. We watched you grow and watched you and Ada and the kids develop your roofing business. And as our kids got into the 18, 19-year-old range here, and Michelle and I just took that opportunity to your invitation, and we came to see what was going on with this roofing. And from what I always understood what roofing was like, it was hard work there, Dwayne, and a lot of lifting, a lot of back busting type of activity. And once we saw what this system does and met Charles and the founder and what the company really stood for and how we could go out and serve and make the workplace our mission place, and it was a no-brainer.
Awesome. Yeah. So I know a couple of years ago you didn't have a goal to be a roofing contractor, and today you are. So That's always exciting. Like you said, it did not, the work didn't entail roofing as you had labeled roofing, Michael. So I know you've gotten a couple projects that you just completed here in the last couple of weeks, and you've been looking at roofs here recently as well. Do you want to share your experience of applying the coating systems and getting your first couple roofs done?
Absolutely. Yeah, didn't really know what to expect other than, watching the videos. It looked pretty simple and it really is, a simple process. I mean, you have to pay attention to the details, of course, like anything else, but the products really work. And if you follow the directions, unbelievable. The quality is, I have never seen anything like this where you can actually go to the site and manufacture a product. You bring the materials in its liquid form pretty much, and you get to form something and make something for that business owner, that building owner rather, and it works, and it's it comes with all the quality and the 20-year warranty, 15, 10, whatever it is, depending on the situation, the product they use. And it was really a good experience. My wife and I and my two boys were there, and I think we did a total of three roofs. Two roofs were connected there, I guess, kind of, but three roofs in 4 days, if I remember right, with last week, and it just went by really quick. And the customers are happy. Really, when I look back now, I was just thinking about that. Just these three roofs, we actually have gotten our complete, all of our equipment was paid for before we really even started. The deposits we got from these building owners took care of the equipment, and then with the product order, yeah, we're already in the black, Dwayne, and looking at big bids here coming through, and a good summer and a good future.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Michael. So starting out, you weren't a roofing contractor. You're just starting out on the roofing side. What have the training that Conklin has, the training classes that they have, how was that beneficial for you starting out with the trainings that Conklin does? And I guess, yeah, how did that benefit you starting out not being a contractor?
Absolutely.
I'll go first.
Yeah, let Michelle. Yeah,
because I think it's important to know that you don't have to know anything, and you don't have to, like, when I first went to CBS and then we went to the MR training, I saw a couple of women there, and I was kind of curious, were they there representing some company, or what was their role? And they told me that they were the business owners and they were the roofers. And I was kind of surprised by that. And what I appreciated about it is, if you've been a roofer, maybe that particular training is a little below you. But me not knowing anything and not having a background in any kind of construction thing, there are some basic things Michael understood naturally because of other things he's done, but I didn't know anything. And so I felt like I left there and I could actually have a conversation with someone and talk to them about their roofing needs and things like that. And I also saw, as we did the roofs, that even if something happened to my husband, my boys and I could continue on and we could do that business. And it was something, there's a lot of different businesses that we've started and have done and been successful at and continue to do. But I don't think that there's any of those businesses that I could continue to operate with my skills as a woman. I just don't have the skill set that Michael does. And this is something I could continue to do, and I could work with my boys. So I would say you don't have to know anything. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. And then he did the advanced training, and I didn't get to go to that yet. So
So to pick up on that is, yeah, I really didn't know what to think other than it really looked easy. And truly, what's unique about Conklin is the mentorship program that's built into the system, Dwayne. I mean, there's somebody there that has the years of experience that's just a phone call away or a FaceTime away. It doesn't matter what question. I've run into several different circumstances here on these every roof has a different problem when you're trying to solve a business building owner's problem. And if you're not quite sure, which, I wasn't, I just, I made a call, I sent a picture, and I got my answers, and was able to deliver those to the building owner. And they're like, this is really a unique way. And I've been in business for, a long time, very successful. And the investment, the return on the investment of your time, and I've never seen anything like this. And you're really serving out there you're saving them money, and you're putting a product on their structure that's uh, there's nothing to compare it to out there. So yeah, it's a very simple process, and I'm super excited about my family working individually and out there on their own. We can split off if we need to, and we all have other activities in our lives or requirements. So if somebody has another business or responsibility, this is something you can ease into too. You don't have to go out and just put your 100% into being a roofer.
Transition.
You can transition really easy because it's not like a typical company or a roofing company where you have to go out and buy machinery and lifts and vehicles. And no, you can get started very modestly and incorporate it right into your lifestyle, and let it lean into it as it grows, and get the support from your mentor program, and really get a winning situation in your home economy, if you will.
Absolutely. Great points there, Michael. And you reference that it really doesn't matter where you're at, you can do this. And that's so true. You don't have to, if you're in the roofing industry and you want to expand and grow your company with the coating of division, you can do that. If you want to start your first business like we did, that's possible because of that mentorship program. Or if you want to start another business like you guys did, it just wasn't in roofing or construction, that's possible as well. So I don't know where each and every one of you are at that are on the call here tonight, but that's a very, very key point. It really doesn't matter if you plug into the system and follow the system and get to the person that invited you to the call here tonight. They'll answer those questions for you, like Michael was sharing, and you can start regardless where you are today, whether you have that roofing experience or not. And that's what's so incredible about these systems. And then, like you referenced, saving the building owner money. You're treating those seams. Your roofs were metal roofs, and they have a seamless metal roof. And a lot of building owners look at me like, I never heard of that. Didn't know you could have a seamless metal roof. But that's what we can do with these systems. So, um, I mentioned earlier, Conklin sells directly to the contractor. It's required to have an account, and it's $1,399 for the account, $1,399 for your account. That includes the training programs that Michael and Michelle referenced. In fact, there's one coming up next week here that the first 2 days are called a business seminar. That's what Michelle was referencing as a CBS. It's Conklin Business Seminar, and then the third day is the metal roof training. And then there's another advanced class. Michael, would you touch on the advanced class? That's a 3-day roof training. It's a really, really deep dive. How beneficial was that advanced training? That's where you really learn the nuts and the bolts about roofing. So what did you learn, or how beneficial was that advanced training for you when you took it?
Thanks for asking, Dwayne. I actually have to say that was priceless. It was worth every dollar that we spent for me and my son Jacob to attend. And we got a deep dive into not only just the application, but the science behind what's going on as well. So, you can really understand some more dynamics. It opened up the avenue to, like you said, there's some other roofing options out there that you may run into, the TPO, the PVC. You actually get to get into the room and apply it and use it and learn the terms, learn how it is applied right there on site, rip it apart, see how it, see how well you do. And then it just gives you the confidence and the skill sets to go out and offer other opportunities for those building owners, because the liquid application is great, but there are, like you said, some circumstances that but there may be some other Conklin products that need to be used to solve that building owner's needs. And you come out of that class with everything you need to include that into your roofing business.
Absolutely. Well, Michael, as we wind this down, I want to be respectful of everybody's time here. As we wind this down, what key tip do you have to leave with our listeners here tonight? You're just starting out, but there's a lot of people on the call here tonight that are looking at this opportunity. What key tip would you have for someone that's looking to get into the coating industry and looking to start a coating business? What would you have to share and leave with the group here tonight?
I'd say the number one thing is, Dwayne, most of us analyze, look, question, ask questions. It's not going to get you far. It's going to keep you asking more questions. I'd say the number one thing is get with the person who invited you to this call, and then go out and just start talking to people who own a building, a commercial building, and ask them for a commitment to schedule a time for a free quote. If they have a bit, if they're open to the opportunity to letting you, look at the building, if they need, some roofing work done, or if they have any leaks, and just do that over and over and over again, and work with that person that just invited you, and everything else will be pretty simple. And then go to that CBS, this Conklin Business Seminar. You'll learn a ton there, and you'll get connected to all the, you'll be able to network with all the manufacturer leaders, possibly the CEO himself, Charles, and you'll have all those phone numbers in your phone and the contacts. So yeah, start today. Don't wait till tomorrow. This is a great time of the year because everybody's getting those showers and rains and melt offs from the snow if you're up north. And there's some leaky roofs we found out there, a lot of them. So yeah, you don't want to wait. This is the perfect time to get out there and just talk to some building owners, and have the person who invited you to this call help you with those inspections and those quotes, and it'll happen.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I think it's their time chasing their tail, and they just don't take action. They spend too much time asking questions about things that aren't going to make a difference in their business. They lack confidence. You're just going to learn as you go. And I think when you talk to business owner or building owners, you're finding out what their challenges have been, and you start realizing then when you go to Conklin and you start learning the culture and the products and the quality and hearing other people's success stories and failures and things like that, you start realizing that people spend an inordinate amount of money trying to solve problems that we can solve simply quick.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Michelle.
Yeah, one of the things that we're seeing is that there's a lot of people out there that have challenges, and they've spent a lot of money, $100,000 trying to solve a leak that still isn't solved. And we can probably solve that for a third of that amount of money. So I think that, we're offering a great service, great quality product, and you have a culture of support and training that is uncomparable.
Absolutely. I agree 100% with what Michael and Michelle both just shared. The timing has never been better, guys, than right now. I mean, we're mid-May. The roofing season is just rolling. It's getting in the heat of the season here in the next couple weeks, and now never has there been a better time than now. And there are a lot of building owners that are looking to have something done with their roofs this year. And if you get started and start marketing, get your name out there, let them know you're in business. That's what Michael and Michelle have been doing. They've been talking to people and networking, and the leads are coming in. So it's incredible what you've got going in your business in the short time you've been marketing. So hats off to you and great job. With that, yes, get back to the person that invited you to the call here tonight. The first step is open your account with Conklin. That's the $1,399, $1,399. That includes your training credits. It includes your hotel rooms at the training, your food. You'll be taken care of when you're there, and you will get to see the inside of Conklin and know a lot more about Conklin and get roof training as well. So with that, guys, I want to thank everyone for joining us here tonight. And like Michael and Michelle shared, now's the time, and the roof coating industry is growing, and building owners are ready to have their roof sealed and keep their buildings cooler. So with that, have a great night, everyone. Thanks for joining, and hopefully we'll see you at one of the next training programs.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks. Night, everyone.